Good evening my dear students. ආදරණීය දුවේ පුතේ අපි නැවත වතාවක් මේ වීඩියෝ තුලින් හමු වෙන්නේ දෙවන ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රය සාකච්ඡා කරන්නට. දෙවන ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රය කියන්නේ දෙවන ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රයේ මුල් කොටස සාකච්ඡා කරන්නට. Now we are meeting again to discuss another model paper. If you don't have this model paper, you can get the PDF copy of the model paper by sending an SMS to this number. Please text me your name, school, and the address. Your name, school, and your personal address into this number, so that I will send you the PDF version of this model paper. As I have told you before, each O-level paper has two sections, part 1 and part 2. Through this video also, we are going to talk about part 1. In part 1, there are 6 context questions as well as 6 context questions from poetry, drama and prose. And then you have 3 other context questions from the novels. So you are expected to write all 6 context questions based on poetry, drama, prose, and then you can select one question from fiction. So that is how you have to write the answers. So altogether you will get 40 marks. So let's have a look at the first question. That distance keeps him out of danger, and what a weave, just like the movie. So here, as soon as you observe this quotation, you can see that this is taken from The Terrorist He's Watching by Wisława Szymborska. From where is this extract taken? The Terrorist He's Watching by Wisława Szymborska. Please pay attention to these capital letters. The, capital T. Terrorist, capital T. He, capital H. Watching, capital W. Wisława, again capital W. Szymborska, capital S. These, now you have to write these capital letters in the right place, otherwise your answer will not be accepted. Then correct spelling: terrorist, watching, Wisława, Szymborska. So you have to use correct spellings for these. When you write the first answer for the first question on context, make sure that you have to use the capital letters at the right place, and correct spellings, punctuation marks if there are. Here, when you write any title, you know that the first letter of the title should be started with the capital letter, and then all other important words should be started with capital letters. When you write the name of the author, you have to begin the names with capital letters. If you have all these things written correctly, you can get 1 mark. If one is wrong, no marks at all. Second question: who is referred to have as him in the extract? That distance keeps him out of danger. The terrorist. If you write the answer the terrorist, you get 1 mark. Then what is the situation? First, the terrorist comes there, he sets the bomb, he implants the bomb in the bar, and then he moves away. So what is the situation when the terrorist implants the bomb in the bar and goes away? Is the situation discussed in these 2 lines. 1 mark. What is the literary device used here? And that distance keeps him out of danger. What a weave. So there is a visual imagery generated in your mind, right? A terrorist comes, he places a bomb. So that image is generated in your mind. This is called visual imagery. One technique. Another, then you have irony. Why irony? Just like a movie. Just like a movie is an irony. Why? Do we watch this incident in the form of a movie? How do we watch a movie? We watch a movie to entertain ourselves, to enjoy ourselves. We watch a movie very enthusiastically to see what happens next. You and I are human beings. Are we going to watch this bomb explosion enthusiastically? Are we going to derive pleasure by watching this incident? No. For us, this is a human tragedy where a lot of people are going to get killed. So we don't watch this one in the form of a way we are watching a movie. No. For the terrorist, it's a movie. For you and I, it's a human tragedy. Just like a movie, it's ironical. And there is a simile as well. I have not written that answer simile. So all three are there. So if you write one of them, irony, visual imagery, simile, your answer will be accepted, just like the movies. Then, what does the word movie connote about this situation? It generates fear. It generates suspicion. It generates terror in the mind of the reader as well as the writer. 1 mark, 1 mark, 1, all together 5. See whether you have got 5 out of 5. Let's move towards the second question. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. I was ordered to listen. When I begin to talk, I was ordered to listen. Listen. What sort of behavior is discussed? Authoritative behavior. It's obvious that this is taken from a poem. What is the poem? From where is this extract taken? What is the poem? Father and son. The poem is father and son. Father is an adult, matured person, so he behaves in a way that he knows everything. He believes that he is an experienced person, he is an educated person, so he is in a position to advise his son who is not matured enough to understand his society. His son has no idea about the society. So the father is trying to give a lot of advices. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Right? So this is taken from father and son, capital F, capital S, capital C, capital S. All these should be capital letters and this one should be a simple letter. Right? Father and son. F capital, S capital, A simple, Cat Stephen, capital C, capital S. If these are there, you get 1 mark. Whose behavior is referred to in this extract? Whose behavior? Father's behavior. This shows the father's behavior. I was ordered to listen. Who speaks these words? To whom are the words spoken? I was ordered to listen. Who speaks? Son speaks. To whom are the words spoken? Most of the students say to the father. No, the son speaks to himself. Son does not go and talk to the father. He talks to himself. It's a kind of his presentation is a kind of a monologue. He's talking to himself. Next question. What is depicted about the behavior of the one who orders? Authoritative behavior. Father is an authoritarian. He is behaving like a dictator. He gives orders to the son which son should follow. So father is an authoritative person. Father is a dominative character. What is the tone of the speaker? The speaker is very sad, very disappointed. The speaker seems to be frustrated. Any one of these answers are accepted. One is enough. One is enough. So 2 marks, 2 altogether you get 5. See whether you get 5 out of 5. Moving to the next question. You will meet a cat with a home or a white woodcock sooner than a constant woman. Earlier we talked about a father who behaves like a dictator. Now in this extract also we feel that the speaker is a kind of a dictator who is trying to criticize the women. Right? From where are these lines taken? Can you guess? As soon as you observe this extract, you can clearly guess that it is from The Bear by Anton Chekhov. Capital T, capital B, capital A, capital C. 1 mark. Who speaks these words? Who speaks? In the bear, mainly there are two characters, Popova and Smirnov. Those are the main characters. Here, Smirnov speaks to Popova. What is depicted through the extract? What does he try to say? Women, though they appear to be sincere, constant, truthful, honest, they are insincere, they are deceitful, they are cunning, they are pretentious. That is what the speaker tries to say here. Even though the women appear to be virtuous, constant, sincere, they are not. They are insincere, they are deceitful. Right? Maybe the writer is talking about the Russian women. Right? Moving to the next question. Who does he speak about? He speaks about women. Right? Here, one unique feature you observe here. Smirnov, while criticizing Popova, he criticizes women in general. All the women are criticized. He says that all the women are deceitful. All the women are untrustworthy monsters. So that is what he tells throughout the story. He rejects the women. He refuses the women. He criticizes the women. He humiliates the women. Only towards a certain extent. In the end, his ideas differ. Right? Who does he speak about? Yes, women. What is the speaker's attitude towards them? Very important. What is his attitude? His attitude is very sarcastic, very critical, very satirical, cynical, chauvinistic. He thinks that men are superior and women are inferior. You can write one of these words, sarcastic, satirical, insulting, cynical or chauvinistic. One of these words would help you to get 1 mark. And then this here women, another mark. These two answers you get 1 mark. So women are deceitful, fickle. Fickle means changeable. They change their ideas from time to time. Right? Then altogether 5 marks. And of course, moving to the next. And of course, you know, it's there. But she doesn't. Because she said there wasn't any. The Lumber Room by Saki. Capital T, capital L, capital R. Saki, capital S. Who speaks these words? These words, very simple question. These words are spoken by Nicholas. To whom? To the aunt. What does the word it refer to? It refers to strawberry jam. What happens at this point actually? What happens is aunt fell into the rainwater tank. While aunt was trying to find whether Nicholas has entered the gooseberry garden, aunt fell into the rainwater tank. Then aunt asked Nicholas to go and fetch the ladder. Nicholas, rather than fetching the ladder, he said, no, I was asked not to go there. Then aunt gets angry and she says, no, I asked you not to go. Now I say that you may, so go and fetch the ladder. At that time, likewise, lot of argument is going on. Then he says, your voice doesn't seem like my aunt's. Right? So, what is the situation that this line is uttered? When aunt had fallen into the rainwater tank, she asked Nicholas to bring the ladder. While the conversation was going on, Nicholas inquired about strawberry jam. Will there be strawberry jam for tea? At that time, aunt said, yes, there will be. At that time, this line was uttered. That idea should be briefly mentioned in your answer. What quality is of she is depicted here. She is very cunning, very revengeful person, right? And then very intelligent as well. What quality of she? Aunt, right? 5 marks. Of course, you know there is, but she doesn't because she said there wasn't any. The previous day when he asked about strawberry jam, aunt said no. Now aunt says, yes, I will give you strawberry jam, right? Because she is very kind, very revengeful. Next. The reaction was immediate. Everyone died and took shelter on the aisle or behind the seats. right? Everyone died for Kabul. These lines are taken from the Lahore attack by Kumar Sangakkar. Capital T, capital A, Kumar Sangakkar, capital K, capital S. Who does the word everyone refer to? Everyone. You may write cricketers. You may write Sri Lankan cricketers. No, I have told you that when you write the answers for the second one, B, you have to be specific. Specific answer should be given. What is the specific answer? The reaction was immediate. Everyone. The word everyone refers to Sangakkara and the Sri Lankan cricketers who faced the Lahore attack. Sangakkara and the Sri Lankan cricketers who faced the Lahore attack. Why did they behave like this? It has to be why did they behave like this? A printing error. Why did they behave like this? They behaved like this because they were attacked by the terrorists. So they behaved like this for their safety. What is the situation? When the Sri Lankan cricketers were going to the Lahore International Stadium, they were attacked by the terrorists. 1 mark. And then the final question, which aspect of human nature is brought out here? Spontaneously. They are shooting at the bus. When somebody shouted, get down, they are shooting at the bus. What is the immediate reaction? You lie down. Why? For safety. That is what you call the spontaneous reaction of people when there is a danger. For example, in Wave by Sonali Dharanigala, also the same thing happened. She, as soon as they feel that the sea wave is coming towards them, they began to run. That was a spontaneous reaction. That was a spontaneous reaction where they began to run without considering anything. So this is a spontaneous reaction. 2 marks here, 2 marks for these 2 answers, and 1 for the first. So altogether 5. That is the capitalization. You can observe. I am sorry to have broken in while you were out. Kind of a way somebody is apologizing. These lines are taken from Twilight of a Crane by Yusua Junji Kinoshito. Twilight, capital T. Crane, capital C. These 2 words are started with simple letters. When you write Yusua Junji Kinoshito, Y, Z, J, K should be written with capital letters. One of the weaknesses that we have observed even in O-level papers is that some students write these 2 words together, Yusua, and only Y is capital. No, these are 2 names, so it should be written separately. Who speaks these words and to whom? Who speaks these words? These words are spoken by Sodu to Su. Why? Sodu and Unzu, they come to meet Yohio in order to buy the special cloth woven by Yohio's wife. When they came in, Sodu wanted to clarify whether this particular cloth is Senpaori. So he goes into the house and he goes into the weaving room of Yohio's wife, and then he comes with some crane feathers. At that time, Su appears. Right? What is the situation? Now, that is the situation. Sodu went into the weaving room of Yohio's wife, and then at that time, and comes out, and at that time, Su appears. So that is the time when this utterance was made. What is the tone of the speaker? Tone of the speaker, he's kind of, it's a kind of an apology. He's apologizing. What feature of the speaker is reflected through this utterance? I'm sorry. You see, before you enter another person's house, what do? You either knock on the door, you ring the bell. Why? Those are what you call ethics. Right? This man, he comes here for the first time and then goes into the house, then observes the weaving room as well. Very unethical. Right? So he is very unethical, very no manners. is very cunning as well. So you can write one of these answers and you get 1 mark. For apologizing tone, you get another mark. These two you get 2 marks again, and for this one 1. Altogether 5 marks. And see whether you have got all 5 out of 5. Right? Before we move on to section B on vendor of sweets, see whether you have taken at least 28, 29 out of 30. If you follow all these papers correctly, you will be able to improve yourself within no time. Right. Section B, wiping his mouth with his towel, he said, if you are prepared to leave the shop, you can meet Grace at home. Marley is waiting for me at the judge's house. I have promised to go with him to look for a plot of ground for the hill, on the hill road. What for? For building his factory. What rubbish! He's talking like a big business financier. If he has money for it, why does he ask me? Everyone in the town thinks of him as a big businessman. He talks well. Yes, everyone except me, said Jagan resentfully. Of course they. Well, we will talk of all that later. Will you go home? This is the right moment. Marley is going out of town and won't be back until evening. I'll stay here until you come back. There will be others to go with Marley. Jagan went home, washed himself, went into the puja room, stood before the god and prayed. Please help me, enlighten me. I don't know what to do. He stood in a meditation for a second and then reinforced in spirit. Knocked on the middle of the door in the hall. It was unusual for him to come home at this hour. The place looked strangely different, with the afternoon sun coming in at odd corners of the open court. Right. So we'll move to the questions. What is the situation that this incident takes place? Where does it happen? Second question, who is Jagan talking with? Why does Jagan go home at this unusual hour? Answers are very simple. Third, what do the following phrases mean? Very easy. Enlighten me, reinforce the spirit. And the last question, what is the conflict discussed through this dialogue? Why does Jagan behave like this? Let's look at the answers for these questions. Section A, question 1. What is the situation that this incident takes place? What is the situation? When Jagan was informed by Kasim that he could go and see Grace without Mali's presence, he was asked to go. That is the situation according to this extract. Right? Where does it happen? In Jagan's sweetmeat shop. So if these two answers are correct, you get 2 marks. B, who is Jagan talking with? Kasim. And why does he want to go home at this unusual hour? Because he needs to meet Grace without money. He does not want to talk to Mali. He does not want to talk to Grace in the presence of Mali. Third, enlighten me. Very simple. Give him the knowledge. Next, reinforce the spirit. Got the courage. Right. What is the conflict discussed through this dialogue? Tradition versus modernity. Traditional idea. Jagan has traditional idea. Mali has modern ideas. Why? Jagan wants to build a factory. Mali wants to build a factory. He is talking like a big financier. He is meeting different people. He goes to buy a plot of land. He is trying to do business in the modern way. And Jagan is trying to do the business in traditional way. Jagan has a traditional business, but Mali has a modern business. So Jagan does not accept Mali's way of doing the business in the modern manner. So tradition versus modernity is the conflict, or the cultural conflict can be seen. If you describe the answer rather than writing tradition versus modernity, if you describe the answer, you can get full mark. And another mark will be given uh, why does Jagan behave like this? Actually, he did not want to go and directly talk to Grace at the presence in the presence of Mali. Why? Because he is afraid of his son. He is a cowardly father. He says that he does not want to annoy his son. He does not want to upset his son. But anyway, for us, what we understand is he is a cowardly father. So that is why he behaves like this. For this one, you get 1 mark. For the explanation and mentioning of the answer of this question, you get 3 other marks. What is the conflict? If you mention this conflict correctly, you get 1 mark. If you explain it, you get 2 more marks, altogether 3. And if you write this answer correctly, you get another mark, so altogether 4 marks. So now, my dear students, you check whether you get all these marks. As I have told you, when you write the answer for the 4th one, you need to explain it. You need to get some examples from the text. You need to describe it. Then only you can get full marks. Right? Now today we have discussed section A and one question from section B in this paper. Hope that you have got a clear-cut idea on how to write answers for the context questions. All these are context questions, and it is easy for us to score marks for the context questions. So if you get good marks for the context, something like 35, 36, 38, it will be very helpful for you to get marks for the part B, essay type questions. So we will talk about how to write answers on essay type questions later. Right? Thank you for joining.